of our police forces in this country that's occurring. No. And you saw that when this former LA cop was on the run, in California. I mean, there was a real paramilitary hunt for this guy. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that we have so many people coming back from these war zones. The sort of toys of war are being used more frequently now in urban areas. And you have SWAT teams sort of becoming the default police force in a lot of municipalities. And I mean, I have serious concerns about our civil liberties in the face of there's a reason why the Posse Comitatus Act is on the books, the idea that the military is not going to engage in domestic law enforcement activities. Well, what's the difference between having the military do that and having a paramilitarized police force, or hiring private contractors, exactly. Which some cities are doing right now. So I mean, that's the militarization of our drug policy and the paramilitarization of law enforcement, I think, should be of great concern to all Americans. Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if the White House's lack of explanation for the coming clean with regard to the teenage son of Anwar al-Awlaki as well, let's let that stand, and maybe that will help quell activism in our country. Might be anti-war type of activism or any kind of activism. Maybe that quells it, and that coupled with the report last year or year before, I forget which, when the FBI reported that there was an assassin or a team of assassins that were looking to take out Occupy leadership at various points around the country. I wonder if those two things kind of somehow come together, or whatever you think about how the White House is using that lack of explanation to keep activists down.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, I appreciate the sincerity of your question, but I don't think that that's the case. I don't think of Obama as a Cheney type figure who's like sitting in his evil lair, plot to destroy mankind so that Halliburton can make money. That's only slightly what I think of Dick Cheney, but I think that there's something that's that's in some ways a little bit more dangerous because it's realistic. I think Obama believes that his policies are keeping the nation safe, and that this is the just path. And I think they are true believers in this. And they have found every way to rationalize their actions. They try to use the law, they certainly use the media with leaks, and they try to use the courts to keep out any attempts to uncover nefarious activities of the government or warrantless wiretapping of US citizens. I mean, they're throwing people in jail who blew the whistle on torture, while simultaneously allowing some of the torturers to be on book tours in the United States, like Jose Rodriguez, who was one of the framers of the secret prison and torture program. He's on a permanent book tour now, selling his book where he openly admits to supporting torture and to authorizing torture and to keeping senior civilian officials out of the loop on it intentionally. And so the priorities in our society are so warped, where we have a constitutional law professor president locking people up for blowing the whistle on torture that should have been confronted with the legal system the day that he stepped into office, and then allowing some of these same policies to continue. I also think that sometimes, I'm concerned about the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and the provisions about indefinite detention of American citizens, and the provisions to go after people, including journalists, who might be in contact with militant organizations. I'm in contact with militant organizations. I've sat with people that the U.S. identifies as terrorists because I'm a journalist and that's part of my job. So should I be thrown in jail for doing that? I mean, it's chilling that this is happening under this administration. So, but to your bigger point, I don't agree with that, but I understand why you asked it.
Hi, can you talk a little bit about how you've been able to gain access to folks affected by this issue, like Anwar's family, and then also just upper level government officials?
Well, I don't have access to upper level government officials.